Hey ratbags, it's Jade giving you the lowdown on everything you need to know about 7 Days to Die and what to expect when it launches on console. We've only got around 13 days now before Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5 players can buy and play the new version of 7 Days to Die. There's been a whole bunch of tweets over the last week giving more info and details. You can go ahead and wishlist the game now on the appropriate stores. And yeah, I'm going to give you just a quick breakdown of things that you probably already know by now, but also looking ahead at what to expect with some differences. I haven't played 7 Days to Die in years, in fact since 2017 properly, because I boycotted it over the treatment of console players. But now it's coming back again. I really want to show you guys what to expect and maybe if it's worth buying for you for the second time. And of course, new players. There are definitely lots of console fans that have never played 7 Days to Die. You'll be getting the full version. So let's go through anyway. Leave a like if you find this video useful, and let's survive. Pretty much in every video I've got to start doing this disclaimer or brief history of 7 Days to Die on console and the issues it's faced, as you're always going to get them people that haven't had a clue or seen hundreds of videos from me and other creators talking about it over the years. But yes, you are going to have to buy the new version of the game if you want to take advantage of all the new features as well as crossplay in the future. You will not be getting any kind of free update adding new content if you own the game already on old gen. The old version that came out on PS4 and Xbox One in 2016, that stopped getting updates in 2017 due to the detailed, pretty much demise of Telltale Games. They were the publisher, they owned the rights to 7 Days to Die. When they went out of business, them rights simply reverted back to Fun Pimps. The Fun Pimps could, or maybe should have done more to maybe get some updates out instead of waiting nearly 7 years. But instead they chose to go ahead and decide to re-release the game as a brand new game for next-gen consoles alongside their PC 1.0 release. And that's where we're at. If you haven't seen it already, you will be paying $45 if you're buying it brand new. If you own the game already on Xbox One or PS4, apparently there's going to be a 25% discount, reducing it to about $34. So total, if you bought the original version at its retail price, you are probably spending close to around $60 for the same console game that PC players spent a lot less on. Fun Pimps have been detailing that they are hopeful the game would release on the 25th, and it looks like it has now passed cert with Microsoft and it's going through with Sony today. That's a bit of concern that it's going through Sony so short. Sony's process can take up to 6 weeks, depending on what other maybe steps they've already taken. Hopefully it does come out in that time. But yeah, a bit concerning they've only just put it into Sony cert today. But so far, if it's passed cert with Microsoft, that means on the 25th, at least Xbox Series S and X players will be able to go ahead and play the new version of 7 Days to Die. Alongside that tweet, they also showed off some of the new vehicles that you'll be able to go ahead and make. 2 new variants of a bike, plus a new bicycle, maybe with a little motor on it as well, and a new Jeep. The gyrocopter is making a return as well. There's going to be brand new mods to make these guys run a lot better or have some unique properties. Currently on PC, if you opt into the experimental branch, everyone's been able to already play the 1.0 version. But even PC players, if they're just waiting for the game to update naturally, that's going ahead hopefully on the 25th of July as well. There's a whole new voice lines been added to the traders. Console fans are going to be getting the full treatment of stuff they've missed out on years. Here's what it looks like currently on Xbox Series S and X. It is listed as a game preview game, which normally means they should be cheaper or they should be at least a free game demo. As far as I'm aware, every game that has to go on game preview on Xbox normally comes with a free demo, usually for like an hour or 2. Now this hasn't been confirmed by the Fun Pimps anywhere else, but that's the normal kind of expectation with game preview games. They normally come with a demo. And why is that? Because the game isn't actually 1.0 complete. Despite labeling it as so, it's pretty much known now by the roadmap and plans that they've got for the next maybe year, 2 years, that they're indeed just slapping a 1.0 number on it just to get it on consoles and hopefully generate some more revenue. There are some really big key things that won't be there at launch. No crossplay between any platforms at launch. That won't be coming until the end of the year. Console fans, you will not be able to play procedurally generated maps, not until the end of the year. There are hundreds of points of interest, but some of them only generate on larger maps, so you may not be able to experience all of the new features and places to explore until you get that feature, which should or supposedly is coming, as I said, at the end of the year. With the 1.0 launch and console launch, you will be getting brand new remade vehicles, as I just highlighted. There will be new animals. There's a brand new direwolf zombie variant. New gore system for zombies where you can shoot off their arms and legs, and there will be more differences in terms of the zombies that you face. New challenge system, which basically replaced the quest system. New props, road decals, new points of interest. So far about 70, maybe 80 new ones have been added. Updated VFX and graphics upgrades, optimization, random gen improvements, and updated controller support, plus other updates to systems not listed here. From my experience after playing for a good while over the last few weeks, I would say the controller support is very okay. They have removed the ability to use the right stick as a cursor, but there are a lot more shortcuts now and they seem to run better. But clearly people aren't going to be happy with it because they have it in their roadmap. That's something they're going to be changing. It's why it's kind of baffling that this game is coming out as a 1.0 game when so many crucial features that you would expect to be there with a full launch game are getting overhauled very soon. I've been criticising Smallland for doing this recently, coming out of early access and then revamping their crafting system the very next update. In Q4, so the end of the year, they're going to be adding a new weather system and biome progression overhaul, wardrobe system for cosmetics I'm guessing, crossplay random gen for consoles, plus more zombie stages, spawn near friend, Twitch drops, outfit DLCs and more. I would say for sure the weather system is a crucial part of any game and that is something that should have been there with the 1.0 launch. But even maybe more egregious is that we're going to have to wait until after March next year to see the UI and the main menu get an overhaul. At the moment it is very clunky still, not much has really changed as far as I can tell playing it from the PC version. Console fans may experience it a bit different, and I am going to be diving into the old version which I haven't played on console in years, just to really give you guys a heads up about what's changed. But from what I can tell, it's still very clunky right now. So yep, all good for a new overhaul, but again, why hasn't this been added as the 1.0 launch? Bandits has been something that's been promised for years and again was meant to have arrived at various previous other updates, but got pushed back and pushed back until now finally it's coming. They've got a new event system, a new quest type, and then eventually, by the end of 2025, we may get a trader overhaul, a story mode, and Steam Mod Workshop support. They're also promising new quest types again. Bitterly disappointed they've not looked at other ways to provide mods. Other games like Ark have done it with obviously their mod system now on Ark Ascended, and a whole variety of other games have also managed to add mods using different services. But by using the Steam Workshop support, that pretty much closes off 7 Days to Die from ever getting mods, unless they really do review and try and change a system. It's basically the laziest and easiest way to get mods, rather than actually go through the effort of trying to see if consoles could potentially have something. Mud Spinners, obviously Skyrim, Fallout, lots of other smaller games now are looking at ways to introduce mods via using either the mod.io site or CurseForge like Ark. So bear that in mind. Console players, you will not be able to play with mods in the future like Darkness Falls, which is probably one of the most popular. And again, crucially, we've got to wait a year and a half before a story mode has been added. This is why I'm quite critical and have always been from Fun Pimps. They seem pretty disorganised and just always launching stuff in a half-baked state, and the 1.0 doesn't seem to be any different. You're paying full price for a game, $45, maybe even more if you've bought the previous version, not getting much of a discount compared to the 20% and maybe up to 30% that some people have said have already existed on brand new games releasing on console sometimes, and we're not even getting the complete game. Key and big systems are being left out, and we've got to just trust in a game developer that's taken over 10 years to make this game on delivering these big features in the next 18 months. This is why I'm wary and I will never hype up Fun Pimps beyond what I actually see and what is reasonable. That said, I have been enjoying the game. There is, despite the clunkiness and basically the jankiness of the game over the years, which has still never really been remedied, it is still probably the #1 survival zombie game out there. The depth of building with all the build pieces that you can use, the defences against zombies, which does get a bit monotonous after a while, it certainly is made up for it with the choice in locations. With all the brand new ones added and variants, it does look like to be a solid move to make the world more fun to explore. But yeah, it's still the 7 Days to Die game that you've always played even on console, filled with jank and just maybe fun with you and your friends. They're not expanding it beyond 4 players by looks of things on console, but hopefully there will be dedicated servers that you'll be able to take advantage of, since crossplay will be a thing in the future. That should mean you'll be able to rent out a PC server in the future that can have more than up to maybe like 16 or 32 players even, and then play on that alongside other PC players or other console players. That's the kind of info I would like to see a bit more details on, but I guess we're going to have to wait until the end of the year for that. People were asking about things like 60 FPS. I do always find it odd that that's such a big question, because I can't think of too many other survival games that have 60 FPS as a standard. Ark Ascended Remix game is absolutely nowhere near that. Unless you're a AAA game, it seems to be that most games struggle, even on next gen consoles, to hit reliably 60 FPS. I know it might be really important for some, especially given the nature of the game running on older consoles, but yeah, none of that stuff has been listed. The devs have not promised anything about whether or not it's going to maintain 60 FPS, and the chances are it's not. It's still pretty unoptimized on PC. I've got a 390, a pretty relatively big and powerful rig still, and even I have to have vertical sync on at times, and you still notice a bit of teardown and slowing down when you get into larger cities. On console, that would remain a kind of shutter show, with the lag really suffering and making people just not being able to progress sometimes. It looks to have improved slightly on PC for sure, but again, this is why I need you guys to watch my full review of the new version to make sure that you are getting a non-biased take on whether or not this game is worth it. And I know a big one that lots of people are complaining about already on console is no more split screen. The original version had it, so you could play couch co-op with your friends, family, but that is not going to be the case with the new one. It does suck, I can understand why though, but yeah, it is a bit odd. So that's where we're at the moment with all the details. Unless anything goes tragically wrong, the game will be launching for everyone on PC without needing any experimental branch on the 25th of July. It should be launching on Xbox Series S and X. You should get a 25% discount if you previously owned the game. And PlayStation 5 players, you are maybe going to have to wait, I think, a little bit longer, unless they really can pull it out the bag in the next 2 weeks. There is no free update for old players. The old version of the game is being taken off of the console stores. So if you do own that version, you'll always be able to play it if you prefer it without any of the changes. But in the next few days, it is going to be taken offline. So for some reason, if a friend has always wanted to play the old version with you, you better tell them to buy it now. They won't be able to buy it, they won't be able to buy the new one, and you won't be able to cross-play unless you both own the new version in the future. If there's any other questions you want answered about 7 Days to Die, pop it in the comments section and I'll do my best to answer it in another follow-up video. If we get any more news about the PlayStation progress, I'll let you guys know. I've been having some holiday time lately, hence why my videos haven't been out daily. But I have been taking a look at some of the new points of interest to give you guys a heads up about what to expect. And I'm going to continue doing that, as well as start looking at more detailed guides now that I'm building up even more hours in the game. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've got notification bell dinged for the best in survival games news, gameplay and guides. And I'll see you ratbags later.